Good day, gamers. What's going on? The name is AK, owner of eXtremeAzure Productions, and I'm here to bring you yet another X-React video presentation. And this one, I'm going to be talking about yet another Nintendo NX rumor. I haven't done an NX rumor in a while, but this one is definitely pretty big, and it's worth talking about. And this rumor was actually reported a couple days ago, but I decided to just stay silent on it until the situation possibly developed more, and it didn't. We've gotten the rumor and then that's it. There has been no further details other than what's already been said, so I said, okay, I guess it's time to talk about it. Now, this rumor, which is being reported from a Taiwanese company called Digitimes, indicates that the Nintendo NX is going to be mass-produced later than expected. It was supposed to begin mass production in the middle of this year, which is around this time, somewhere between June, which is this month, and August, the middle of this year. According to this report, that's when mass production was supposed to begin. But Nintendo has allegedly postponed those plans between the end of this year to the beginning of next year. And the reason for this alleged postponement was due to the fact that Nintendo wants to improve the console's, get this now, hybrid functionalities and add VR. Now, the full report reads like this. I'm going to go ahead and quote directly from the post on Nintendo Enthusiast, which was, of course, taken from Digitime's own report. Here's the quote from the report. It reads, "The reason for the delay is apparent because Nintendo wished to enhance the game console's video game / handheld game integrated gaming experience and add virtual reality function into the system to gain advantages in the upcoming video game and mobile game competitions." Interesting. There's also the second part of the quote, which gives even more troubling information. It continues, "The supply chain received Nintendo's notification to start developing mold for the Nintendo NX in the mid-2015 and was told that the system would enter mass production and launch in the mid-2016. However, Nintendo has recently given a new mass production schedule and asked them to start mass producing some key components at the end of 2016. Interesting. And finally, it says, Nintendo's order volume for the game console has also been reduced. Apparently, the company originally planned to order 20 million units for the first year, but a shipment target is now only 9.5 to 10 million units. The reason for this reduction is said to be due to the fact that the video game console market has been shrinking and concerns triggered by Wii U's unsatisfactory shipment performance of 2 million units in 2015. So yeah, that's some heavy stuff to take in. But my thoughts on this is basically, okay, a rumor is a rumor, so I'm not taking any of this as fact. Digitimes has been proven to be right and wrong in the past, so it's kind of a 50-50 with them. So it really is a mixed bag with this report, because some things do make sense and other things don't. We've heard many times before that the NX is going to be a hybrid system. This isn't the first. In fact, even before the NX was officially announced, over a year before its official announcement, so this was 2014, there was a rumor that sprouted that Nintendo was developing what was called the Nintendo Fusion. It was supposed to be a hybrid system. So way back then, we got those rumors. And after the Nintendo NX came out, the hybrid rumors continued. So this isn't a very new idea. So I'm not focusing too much on that part. It may very well be likely that this really will be a hybrid system, but that's yet to be seen. What I did find interesting is the fact that the rumor says it's going to be implementing VR. Now, VR has become a very, very popular medium in the technological industry, and personally, I'm not too big of a fan for it, not from a gaming standpoint. I mean, I have yet to try it out from a gaming standpoint, but from what I've seen, it's a cool idea, but it's impractical right now. It's just way too expensive. You need a big open space in order to even operate it, and for people who live with families, like with little kids, I'd be off the wall about that. Like, to know that you have little kids running around, they like to grab and break stuff. Like, wow, to have a $800 headset just lying around and something happens to it, like, no way. But anyway, outside of that, if Nintendo does go ahead and implement VR, I don't think it'll be a bad thing. I mean, if VR really does take off, because it's still very young, so if it really does take off, then okay, then at least they'll have a future proof. You know, they'll be able to just jump right into it. If, like I said, if it does take off, that'll be one base covered, which is good. But outside of that, it also may drive the price, because VR is not something that can be ran on just any kind of hardware. It needs, especially for games, the hardware needs to be powerful. So if Nintendo does implement VR functionality, chances are that the system is going to be really powerful, which is good, but at the same time, it's going to drive the price up. And the main thing they need to focus on is making sure that the console has a good price tag, because many people thought that the Wii U was way too expensive. I don't think it really was, but a lot of people have complained about the Wii U's price tag, so I'm really hoping that whatever the NX is, it's priced competitively to where people won't have any reason to complain unless they're just being way too difficult. As for the negative part of this rumor is the fact that the report suggests that the console's development is going to be delayed. Sorry, not development, mass production. Now, Nintendo just announced that the NX will be coming in March, so that's why I'm a bit iffy about this report, because if the system is being delayed for mass production to start at the end of this year, there's absolutely no way that they're going to be able to build enough systems to be able to have the console ready for March, because March is going to be a worldwide launch. The system is going to be launched simultaneously all over the world in March. So there is absolutely no way that they can start production at the end of this year and be ready for March, because March is the third month of the year. That's not nearly enough time. Even if they were to start in, let's say, sometime around September or October, that still wouldn't be enough time not to produce a couple million systems. Like, no way. And then having not just producing them, but then shipping them all over the world. You know, these things will have to go on boats more than likely, which takes a couple weeks to get to a lot of ports, and then you have to truck it or off to the different cities and stuff like that. No, that's just way too little time. A game could definitely be done that way, but not a system. So it's a very interesting situation. But nevertheless, a rumor is a rumor, so like I said, just take everything from this report with a grain of salt. Like I said, some things just don't really come together very well. Like I said, they've been half accurate in the past, so we'll see exactly how this thing turns out. But it is good to hear that the hybrid details are still very much alive. It could very well be a hybrid system, and I actually did a video on Nintendo Enthusiasts talking about why I think the NX should be a hybrid system, so I recommend you go ahead and check that out. But as far as VR goes, like I said, it'll be a good feature to implement just for those who are curious, and if VR doesn't take off, well then hopefully it won't be like a really integrated part of the system. The NX would just be able to be compatible with VR, but it's not one of the main parts of the system, so where they could take it out if necessary. Like, if VR doesn't take off, then you can just forget about it. Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. Just continue on with the system. I'm hoping that's what they do, instead of trying to make it like a really big part of the system, like say Kinect, for example. So hopefully they play their cards right with that one. But I just want to end this video talking about how this all comes together, along with the rumors of the Xbox One Scorpio and PS4 Neo. Now, I talked about the PS4 Neo, but I haven't talked about the Scorpio, so I'm just going to bring that up real quick. Whatever these companies are doing, like I say, it's just a very interesting time in the gaming industry. Like I've said before, so many things are happening, and there's no real clear direction of where it's all going to end up. But if we really do have a PS4 Neo, Xbox One Scorpio, and Nintendo NX coming out within all basically at the same time, because it's going to be a really interesting time in the gaming industry. We've never ever had new hardware this early in the game, not from all the console developers at once. You know, Sega tried to do it with the 32X and the Sega Saturn, which just kept coming one after the other, and we saw how that ended up. So I'm hoping it doesn't get to that point, but it's just a really weird, awkward time in the video game industry. So it should be really interesting to see how this is all going to turn out. E3 is only barely 2 weeks away. It's going down, and I'm yelling timber. Until next time, guys, have a great one, and I'll catch you in the next video.